a raw bike, brushed and sandblasted.
No one's seen it yet. What's up, Dusters? It is new bike day, kind of. I've had all these parts and this thing planned for a while now, but today is finally the day that I can show you, tell you, and put it together. This is my new bike. Bike. Probably pretty familiar, but also not familiar. I got Sherm here.
Hey guys.
Bunch of goodies to go on the bike. Everything is ready to go. It's a demo frame that I stripped the paint on. For one, because I like raw. I mean, raw is kind of in right now and I think it looks really sweet. So I literally just stripped it down. It's completely raw aluminum, no clear coat or anything. And because I'm not sponsored by Specialized, and a lot of people on TikTok, kids on TikTok and whatnot, think that whatever bike I'm riding means I'm sponsored, and that's not true. I'm not really repping Specialized. I really like raw, so that's kind of the way I went with it. What do you think about it?
And that was the frame I think you wanted.
Yeah, I like it.
I think it's probably one of the best out there. Best looking. One of the best looking.
Sherm said that looking at this and all of these parts makes him want to build another bike.
I don't need to. I don't, but I want another bike.
Sherm doesn't have a downhill bike yet, so let Sherm know in the comments if he needs to build another downhill bike. So yeah, we're gonna get this thing built without spending too much time on it. I'm just gonna throw a time lapse and we're gonna get it built, and if anything crazy or weird happens, we'll let you know, but we're gonna start building this thing. One thing that I did want to point out to you guys is this stuff. This is Jaguar housing foam that goes over your cable housings, because when you run an aluminum bike, one of the biggest downfalls is that they can be loud from cables rattling on the inside. Normally, at least Specialized, when they have carbon bikes, they have sleeves on the inside that hold the cables nice and tight so you don't get any rattle. Since I'm building this from scratch, I'm coating every cable on the inside of the frame. Down tube and even the shifter cable in the chainstay is getting covered in this foam to hopefully keep the bike as quiet as possible. There's no going back. Yeah, get it in there nice and crooked.
Oh, bro, it's straight like that. When the socket bottom's out, it's straight.
Oh, look at how crooked that is.
What? Did it get crooked?
Yeah.
Dang, bro.
Can you see it? Can you see me?
I'm gonna jack your knuckle, bro.
It keeps moving back. Jesus.
Followers are gonna love this. Sam Program would love this. Is that it? No. Ow! That's what I was worried about.
All right guys, it is 12:30 in the morning right now, and we finally pretty much finished the build for the night. It took longer than we expected, it always does, but it turned out pretty fucking sick. There she is, built up, minus a few things. I'll go over that in a second. What do you think, man?
Pretty gnarly. I haven't moved. I've just been sitting here the whole time, just watching Blake build his bike. It's pretty sick. It's ready to hit some bumps.
Yeah. Nah, Sherm helped me out a lot. It was really good to have him here, especially with a couple tools that I didn't have. I'm an idiot for this, but so without thinking, I was buying all the parts for this, and this is the first bike I've built from scratch. So I wasn't really thinking much of it, but a downhill bike, a lot of people run 220 mil rotors now. So I wanted to run those front and rear. Better braking power means less arm pump while you're out there. But the demo is only designed for a 200 mil rotor in the back. So I found out real quick that that rotor didn't fit. So that's my fault for not doing the research beforehand to know what fits on this bike. I got to get replacements for those, drop that down to a 200 in the rear, and we'll be all good. And then we were fiddling with the bottom bracket and crankset for a while. The Saint crankset comes with a couple spacers in there, and we were just, I don't even know, we were just confused on how it worked. It was kind of dumb.
SRAM, they go on the outside, Shimano, they go inside the bearing, so yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
Different.
But other than that, everything went together pretty good. I went out, took it for a test ride. It feels pretty awesome. I was telling Sherm, like, I've never gotten on a downhill bike and just felt comfortable on it. Like normally everyone else's is set up weird, not weird, but just not how I like it. So this one has all the parts that I like and I'm used to. Bar width is 780, that's where I like it. So I cut my bars down. A lot of people on downhill bikes tend to run them 800 plus, and I just don't like that. So it always feels weird to me when I get on someone else's bike, but this one felt really good, and I'm really stoked to go ride it this weekend at Snowshoe closing weekend.
It's dialed. I mean, look what this kid did. Put heat shrink wrap on the cables.
Factory.
For science. He even had his phone out, measuring angles for levers.
Yeah.
It's about to be dialed.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy.
Don't mess around.
He's got the STFUs coming, so it's gonna be even.
Yeah. STFUs come in. All the cables inside of there and inside the chainstay have been silenced. STFU. I mean, it sounds good.
Set the suspension up.
Factor hubs in there. Give them a listen.
Listen to that.
Got no back brake, but yeah, that's my first ever. This is my first ever downhill bike. The first ever bike that I've built entirely from scratch, and I am super stoked on it. There's not really anything else to do here other than go to Snowshoe and ride it. And we're back for the second half of the video. I just got here to Snowshoe for closing weekend. I'm here by myself this time. That doesn't happen very often, but everyone else had plans already, but I'm here with the new rig. Got the new rig right here. Everything looks so good. I ended up having to overnight the new 203 rotor and adapter so that I could have the bike ready to go this weekend. I have the Patrol over here just in case. We got the maiden voyage on this. You never know what's gonna happen, so it's always nice to have a spare bike. That way, if something happens, I still have a bike to ride this weekend. Overall, I'm super stoked with how everything came out on this build, so I'm super excited to ride it. So, it's time to go ride. Don't trust anyone. I don't think anyone here would try to sabotage me, but you can never be too safe. And that's what I love about the Velociraptor. Built-in lock. Alright guys, since it's a maiden voyage on this bike, brake pads are not bedded in yet. Don't know how anything really feels. I'm gonna have to take it easy, do a warm-up lap on a pretty easy trail just to get everything, make sure everything's feeling good. There's like nobody here. It's so weird. But like I said, I'm here all by myself. No one from Ohio could come, but I'm sure I'll run into some people down here that I know, so it should still be a good time. Well, let's see how she feels. Ooh, scary with bad brakes. Something is rattling, and I don't like it. Oh, it is wet. Now it's brake pad. Damn it. I'm gonna have to try to do something. Definitely need to silence those pads from rattling because it makes me think that my bike is falling apart. And it should be dead silent. Gonna go down the road here, try to burn my brakes in a little bit better because they are not working yet. Get them heated up. Yep. Alright, so as you guys could probably hear in the first run, my bike sounded rattly, and that was the notorious Saint brake fin pad rattle. When I put the bike together, I tried to fix that by putting some Velcro around here, but the one spot that I didn't put anything was like this inside edge where the brake pad sits, and that rattled still, so that drives me crazy. I didn't bring any of the Velcro with me like I should have, because I didn't expect them to rattle that much. So the only thing I could do was a real redneck quick fix. I put some electrical tape on that edge right there to make it a tight fit inside the caliper. And so far I put them in the rear, and right here in the parking lot it seems to help it. So I'm gonna put those back in, and hopefully the bike is gonna be completely silent this time. Were you just doing Ninja Bob? Cool. I'll follow you, Angelo. That was so much more chewed up. Dude, I took that outside line through 10 gallon. That is way more chewed up than it normally is.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a new cut through.
Did I pick something? Something? How you liking this thing, man?
Dude.
You've been on a trail bike for how many years?
All of them?
This is your first year on a downhill bike?
Dude, this is my first ever downhill bike.
Oh, shit!
Dude, I just like, first ever downhill bike, and it's my first ever just build from scratch.
Sweet.
I just wanted it the way I wanted it.
Yep.
That was like my fourth run, and
Hell yeah.
it feels so comfortable. Well, I've ridden other people's, and they just like, they're all set up different.
Right.
And this one's set up how I like things, and it just feels so good.
Gotcha.
I got him. Yeah. I heard you coming. Alright guys, so first impression of the new downhill bike. Right off the bat, super smooth. Way smoother than the trail bike or enduro bike. I'm stoked on it. It feels really good, and it feels way more comfortable, honestly, than I thought it was going to feel. I thought going to something that big of travel was going to feel a lot different, but having all the parts that I'm used to and bar width and everything, it felt really comfortable right away. So I'm really having a good time figuring that thing out. The only thing that's going on right now is my Fox 40, which was brand new, is on the rebound making like a squeaking noise. Why is that squeaking? It's not like a suction noise like normally they do sometimes. It's more of a squeak. So I don't know if the seals were a little bit dry out of the box, but yeah, it's just a kind of funky thing going on right now. Kind of annoying, but the fork still feels good. But yeah, so it might just need a lower leg service right out of the box, brand new. So love that. The day's not over. I'm gonna go eat lunch right now, and then we're gonna go back out for some more laps. All right guys, it is day 2 here at Snowshoe. It's Saturday, closing weekend. Just did my first warm-up run over on the basin side, and I'm not gonna be going over there again. It's a solid, at least a 30-minute line there that I wasn't expecting this early in the day. Putting the elbow pads on and heading over to Western, because I think I'm gonna do a lot of laps today on Upper Hair Pro DH, just to try some different stuff on the bike and get a good feel for it before going down to Windrock here soon. So let's do it. On, ready?
You like your full fit.
Gonna get ya. All right, buds, that is a wrap on Snowshoe bike park season and my maiden voyage on the new bike. Super stoked on the bike. There's not a lot that I want to talk about right now. I'm gonna have another video where I go more in depth on everything that I chose for the bike for the build and why I chose that. But overall, super stoked on the build. It works really good. And I can't wait for next year. More downhill racing, windrock laps soon. But for now, that's a wrap on the 2022 Snowshoe bike park season.